Okay, so today I will discuss the last method of inverse jet transform, that is called inversion integral method. Obviously, in the last class I will discuss the some basic method. So if you use the inversion integral method, that means inverse jet transform of xz is equal to xk is equal to 1 by 2 pi j closed integral of xz into z to the power minus k minus 1 into dz, where the C indicates the circle with its center at the origin of the z plane, such that all the poles of xz into z to the power minus k minus 1 are inside. Okay, so actually the equation of jet transform given in terms of residue method, residue of the complex variable, that is use the concept of residue theorem of complex variable. So according to complex theorem, the summation of residue uh, at pole z is equal to zi, that is xkt or xk is equal to residue of xz into z to the power k minus 1 at pole z minus zi of xz minus 1. So how can you find the residue of any poles? So suppose you want to find the value of residue at z is equal to zi. Suppose z is equal to zi is one of the pole of xz. Okay, so k is equal to limit z tends to zi z minus zi into xz into z to the power k minus 1. In this way, you have to find out the all residue of all the poles. And so let's solve one problem. Suppose you have to find out the inverse z transform of xz, where xz is equal to z into 1 minus e to the power minus at z minus 1 z minus e to the power minus at. That means there is two poles at z is equal to 1 and at z is equal to e to the power minus at. That means you have to find out two residue of k1, suppose k1 and k2. So first we have to find out the expression xz into z to the power k minus 1. So if you multiply z to the power k minus 1, then the xz expression becomes 1 minus e to the power minus at into z to the power k divided by z minus 1 into z minus e to the power minus at. Hello, I am audible? Residue, that means k1 plus k2. K1 is the residue at z is equal to 1 and k2 is the residue at z is equal to e to the power 80. So now first we have to find out the residue of the system. So first we have to find out the value of k1. That means the k1 is the residue at of the xz z to the power k minus 1 at z is equal to k. So simply multiply z minus 1 into the expression xz into z to the power k minus 1 and put z is equal to 1. So if you multiply z minus 1, then z minus 1 terms cancel out, and if you put z is equal to 1, that is value becomes 1. And in the same way, now you have to find out the residue at the pole z is equal to e to the power minus at. So you have to multiply the term z minus e to the power minus at in the expression xz into z to the power k. Then z minus e to the power minus at cancel out. If you put the value of z is equal to e to the power minus at, so second residue is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus akt. Okay, so then you can say that x kt is equal to, from the formula, k1 plus k2, then that means is expression is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus a into kt. Any problem? Any problem?
No, sir.
So same way, if you want to find out the x inverse z transform of xz, so suppose there is a 3 number of poles, 2 number of repeated poles at z is equal to 1 and 1 pole z minus e to the power minus 80. That means you have to find out. Hello, am I audible to everyone? So again, we have to first find out the expression xz into z to the power k minus 1. Then z square becomes z to the power k plus 1 divided by z minus 1 to the power 2 into z to the power minus e to the power minus 80. Okay. So there is a 2 poles. First at z is equal to 1. At that means at z is equal to 1, there is a double pole. Yes or no? Because there is a in denominator z minus 1 to the power whole square term is there. So hello, and another pole at e to the power minus 80. So again, so according to the formula, xk is equal to summation of residue. That means there is 2 poles, so 2 residue k1 plus k2. So again, k1 is equal to, suppose k1 is equal to residue of at the simple pole z is equal to e to the power minus 80. Again, we have to, if you multiply z is equal z minus e to the power minus 80, so z minus e to the power minus 80 terms cancel out, and finally the value of k1 is equal to e to the power minus a k plus 1 t divided by 1 minus e to the power minus a t ka power whole square. But at k is equal to at z is equal to 1, there is a double pole. That means if you want to find out the residue for the poles z is equal to 1, so you have to use this formula. If there is a repeated number of poles at any term, so if xz z to the power minus k minus 1 contains multiple pole at zi of order q, then residue k is given by residue k is given by the formula k is equal to 1 by factorial q minus 1 z limit z tends to zi and q minus 1 derivative of z minus zi q xz into z to the power k minus 1. Okay, so what is the order of the repeated pole in this numerical? What is the order of this order of the, that means there is a second order because there is a repeated poles. So q is equal to 2, so kt is equal to 1 by factorial q minus 1 factorial q minus 1, that means 2 minus 1, that means factorial 1 equal to 1. Limit z tends to 1, derivative of z minus 1 का whole square into z to the power k plus 1 divided by z to the power minus 1 का whole square into z by minus e to the power minus 80. So in the z to the power minus 1 का power whole square term cancel out each other, and first we have to find out the derivative of the expression z to the power k plus 1 divided by z minus e to the power minus 80. So again, if you use the derivation of the xz to the power z minus 1, so in the term of u by v form, so if you use the if you find out that derivative of the given expression, then it becomes k plus 1, that means you know u by v form, that means v into du by dz minus u into dv by dz divided by v square. Yes or no? So and finally you have to put value of z is equal to 1. So the second residue value of second residue term, that means k2 is equal to k by 1 minus e to the power minus 80 minus e to the power minus 80 by 1 minus e to the power minus 80 ka whole square. So finally, using the formula, the inverse jet transform of xz is equal to xkt is equal to summation of residue, that means k1 plus k2. So now we have to put the value of k1 and k2. Then you can find out the expression of inverse jet transform of xz. Any doubt? Any doubt? Hello?
No, sir.
No. So next, just like in continuous time domain, okay, why you are studying jet transform and inverse jet transform in digital control system? Because in digital control system, if you want to find out the transfer function, it's called pulse transfer function. So in digital control system, pulse transfer function is called equal to jet transform of output divided by jet transform of input. Okay, just like in a continuous time domain, transfer function is equal to Laplace transform of output divided by Laplace transform of input. That's why we are studying here jet transform and inverse jet transform in digital control system. Again, you know, I already taught you in the continuous control system. That means the relationship between the input and output are generally expressed in differential equation. Suppose yt is the output and xt is the input. So there is a physical relationship between input and output. We can represent in terms of differential equation of output and input. And using Laplace transform, we have to find out, we have to solve the differential equation and find out the transfer function. Okay, but in digital control system, generally the relationship between input and output are expressed in terms of difference equation. What? Difference equation, not in the form of differential equation, in the form of difference equation. So suppose xk is the output and uk is the input. So generally LTI, linear time invariant discrete time control system, is characterized by linear difference equations. What is the difference between the differential equation and difference equation? So in differential equation we have a differential term, but in the difference equation, the that means they are actually the in time domain, x is suppose xk is the output and y uk suppose is a input. So is in the form of discrete signal. That means you have to find out its value at a regular interval of time. Is called time period, sampling time. So again, in the discrete control system or in the discrete time system, the relationship expressed in the shifted form, either in the left shifted or in the right shifted. That means suppose xk, xk is a output signal. So xk minus 1 is a that means signal start from k is equal to 1. Xk minus 2, that means signal magnitude of signal start from k is equal to 2. That means they are shifted, right shifted by value 1, 2, 3. So generally in the discrete time control system, the relationship between input and output are is a combination of shifted signal. That means xk plus a1 into xk minus 1 plus a2 into xk plus 2 plus an into xk minus 1. Xk minus 1, xk minus 1, if you compare the continuous time signal with discrete time signal, so you can say that xk minus 1 is the first derivative of, in the continuous time domain, is the first derivative of the output signal. Is it okay? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Abhijit? अभिजीत,
यस सर।
तो हम क्या बोले, समझ में आया? हम बोले
Yes,
कि
sir.
जैसे कंटिन्यूअस टाइम डोमेन में हमारा इनपुट एंड आउटपुट का जो रिलेशनशिप होता है वो एक डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन आता है, और उसको डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन में हम लोग लैप्लास ट्रांसफॉर्म लगा के लैप्लास ट्रांसफॉर्म ऑफ आउटपुट डिवाइडेड बाय लैप्लास ट्रांसफॉर्म ऑफ इनपुट करके ट्रांसफर फंक्शन निकालते हैं। बट इन डिस्क्रीट कंट्रोल सिस्टम में हमारा जो रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन इनपुट एंड आउटपुट रहता है वो इन द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ शिफ्टेड सिग्नल के फॉर्म में रहता है। शिफ्टिंग दैट मींस शिफ्टिंग थ्योरम के रूप में रहता है। सो नाउ हमको अगर सपोज इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट द ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ द डिस्क्रीट कंट्रोल सिस्टम, व्हाट इज द ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ डिस्क्रीट कंट्रोल सिस्टम? xz divided by uz. What is xz? Xz is a z transform of output signal and uz is the z transform of input signal. So finally the first transfer function is equal to z transform of output divided by z transform of input. That means you have to know how the difference equation of discrete time system have you have to convert that means you have to, hello,